And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cherry Field in Tucson, Arizona. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage in the 2013 Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic. The final pool game in the tournament is upon us here tonight, the 8 o'clock game, and it's a big one. 2-0 teams matching up here tonight. The winner will advance to the championship round as, again, each team comes in at 2-0 in pool play. It's the Ralston Valley Mustangs and the Rancho Rams. And it was Jacob Gallegos leading off for the Mustangs, a ground ball out to second base. And he's retired to begin the ball game, and that brings up Jake Griffith, the left fielder. And the first pitch to Griffith outside for a ball. So Gallegos starts. He's the center fielder, starts the lineup. Griffith bats second in left field. Daniel Journey, the catcher, hits third. The number 4 hitter is the pitcher, Daniel Skipper. Jacob Knipp will bat fifth and play third base. Now, ball and a strike, they count on Griffith. Josh Peterson at first base hits sixth for the Mustangs. The number 7 hitter, the right fielder, Tommy Carroll. Jacob Rivera DHs tonight and bats eighth. And Kyle Weber, the shortstop, is ninth. Now 2 balls and a strike to Jake Griffith. Ralston Valley 3-0 coming into the tournament play, so 5-0 now overall, I believe, on the season. And time called. And Rancho came in 7-4 overall, so with a couple of wins now 9-4. Three balls and a strike on Jake Griffith. And he's back in there to hit from the right side. Cody Suarez gets the call tonight for Rancho as he gets that pitch over for a strike. And the count's full at 3-2. And out goes the catcher again for Rancho. It's Zach Barnhart behind the plate. Kiefer McClendon's at first base. Alex Jordan plays second. David Modler is the shortstop, and the third baseman, Jose Verdugo. Eric Allen in left field. Richmond Ashworth in center field. Bryce Harrell in right. That one didn't miss by much, but ball 4 to Jake Griffith. So he's aboard at first base for the Mustangs, and with 1 on and 1 out, the batter is Daniel Journey.
Number 17, pitcher Daniel Journey.
So Journey in to hit from the left side as he checks down to the third base box for a sign. And the first pitch is low for ball 1. These teams playing in Pool C. As the easy throw goes to first base and Griffith back. So each team with a win over Push Ridge Academy and Cholla High School. Those two teams met last night at 8 o'clock here on this field. And actually started a little bit past 8 o'clock, but the game was suspended. We were covering that game last night. They played up until 11 o'clock. And the sprinklers came on, so we know that is a potential here tonight as we got started a little bit late, about 20 after 8 o'clock tonight. Now the set of the 2-0, the runner takes off with the ball hit on the ground to the right side, and it's off the glove of the second baseman, and that'll trickle into shallow center field. And Ralston Valley in business in the first inning as Griffith goes to third on the play. And Journey aboard at first base. So runners at first and third with 1 out.
23, starting pitcher Daniel Skipper.
Signs again from the third base coach's box. Boy, he's going for a while over there. And now Daniel Skipper in to hit for the Mustangs. And the first pitch over for a strike. Suarez will try to pitch around an error behind him, and not that error would have been a double play ball. I don't think it was hit hard enough for that, but for sure the Rams should have gotten an out there. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Skipper back in there, and the set from Suarez, the 0-2. And a breaking ball, and that's hit high into right field. Harrell, the right fielder, under it. The runner from third base will tag. The throw comes to the plate. It's cut off, and safe at the plate on the sacrifice fly. Skipper comes through on an 0-2 pitch to hit a fly ball deep enough to get the run in, as Griffith scores from third base, and the Mustangs have a run in the top of the first.
Number 5, third baseman Jacob Knipp.
Now Jacob Knipp, the third baseman for the Mustangs. Runner goes, the ball bounced over toward third base, picked up there. Now a throw across the diamond, and it's picked out at first base. A 5-3 ground out retires Knipp and the Mustangs in the top of the first inning. However, Ralston Valley gets on the board. They do it without a base hit. There was a walk that started things, and then an error after that, and they leave one runner on base. After a half inning of play, it's the Mustangs 1 and the Rams coming up. Underway in the bottom of the first inning, Bryce Harrell leading off for the Rancho Rams out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And he takes strike one. The 0-1 pitch hit out into right field, and that's in for a base hit. So Harrell with a single to get things started for Rancho. Eric Allen, the left fielder, bats second. Jose Verdugo at third base hits third. Kiefer McClendon hits fourth and plays first base. David Modler at short is the number 5 hitter. Alex Jordan plays second and hits sixth. Cody Suarez, the pitcher, is seventh. I'll get you the rest in a moment here. That ball bunted strong on the first base side. It's picked up and the tag applied. But Eric Allen gets the bunt down. Being assisted on the sacrifice as Harrell goes to second base. Andrew Weir, the designated hitter, is 8th for the Rams. Zach Barnhart, the catcher, is 9th.
44, third baseman Jose Verdugo.
Now, Jose Verdugo, the third baseman for the Rams. He bats with a runner at second and 1 out. Rancho trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. And the first pitch is low for ball 1. Daniel Skipper gets the start tonight for Ralston Valley. Check back to second base, and the 1-0 pitch. And a hard hit ground ball knocked down by the shortstop, and his throw wide of the bag at first. And the first baseman Peterson saves a run by coming off the bag, and he's able to keep that one from going down the line and into foul territory.
First baseman Kiefer McClendon.
Now Kiefer McClendon with runners at first and third. I think that's got to go as an infield base hit. I think they put an error up on the scoreboard for a moment there, but I'm thinking infield base hit, as the first one of McClendon is low for a ball. Wherever the shortstop had to go a little ways to get to it. And it was hit slow enough that his throw, even if it had been on the mark, I don't know if they would have got him at first base. Well, the Rams definitely motivated over there in their dugout. A lot of noise coming out of the Rancho side. And a ground ball, that's going to get through and into right field for a base hit. And Rancho comes back to tie here in the bottom of the first inning. It's an RBI single for Kiefer McClendon. Verdugo goes to third, McClendon at first, and the batter David Modler.
Number 4, shortstop David Modler.
Now the check back to second in the first pitch, and that misses for ball 1. One score, bottom of the first inning. And now the Rams looking to take the lead for the first time with 2 aboard and 1 out. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. And that pitch over the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. And don't adjust your screens as you're watching this game. It's not that the pitcher's pitching from 45 or 50 feet. Skipper is 6'10". He looks big up there on the mound. Obviously it's 6'10", but the depth of it, and with the fence in the way especially, it makes it look like he's pitching a lot closer than he really is. And a swing and a miss. And Skipper throws it past the Rancho shortstop, and that's out number 2. First strikeout for Skipper, and the batter is Alex Jordan.
Number 2, second baseman Alex Jordan.
And a swing and a foul tip for a strike. Verdugo still at second, McClendon at first. 2 outs in the inning are running for the Rams as they have tied Ralston Valley in the bottom of the first. And a 1-strike pitch. And a swing and a miss. They're going to throw down, and now they've got the runner hung up between first and second. He will try to dive in at second base, and he is thrown out, and that will end the inning. So McClendon is picked off of first base, and that will retire the side. But Rancho ties it in the bottom of the first inning. They get a run on 3 hits and no errors with a 1 runner left on. After 1 inning of play, it's Rancho 1 and Ralston Valley 1. Josh Peterson, the first baseman, leads off. And is able to check his swing in a pitch that misses away for ball 1. Peterson, Carroll, and Rivera for the Mustangs in the second inning. And the next pitch in the inside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. They had a breaking ball or maybe a changeup there over for a strike. And it's 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Oh, a called third strike. That appeared to be off the outside corner. If it's called the entire night, then maybe that's okay. But you could definitely see the catcher, Zach Barnhart, reach away from his body to bring that one in. Now, if he was set up more over the inner part of the plate, then maybe that got a little more than it looked like. Here's Tommy Carroll, the right fielder. And a breaking ball swung on and missed, and that's strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, and that's inside, and that hits Carroll, and he's a 1-out base runner. Carroll on at first base with one out for Jacob Rivera.
Batting for second baseman Jacob Schaefer. Number 11, designated hitter Jacob Rivera.
And the first pitch, big breaking ball over for a strike. Suarez, no record in 4 innings pitched, an ERA of 1.75. And with that 4 innings, 5 hits allowed, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. One on and one out in the top of the second inning. Ralston, Valley, and Rancho tied at 1. The winner advances to the championship round. The pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. And it didn't really get deep enough into the brackets to find out. I guess it's possible that the loser could get in as well. There are 3 pools. So I believe the 3 pool winners get in, but then a 4th team would advance to the championship round. That would have to be a wild card team. And so we got a swing and a miss there. Rivera strikes out. 2 away in the inning.
Number 2, shortstop Kyle Weber.
And the batter is Kyle Weber. Weber got in there and hollered at him to step out so they could go through signs. Now he's ready. And a first pitch over the outside corner for a strike. The 1-strike pitch, that's off the glove, and that's going to get a runner to second base. So Carroll goes to second on a passed ball. And the count moves to 1-1. So now get the runner into scoring position and a chance for a base hit to bring him in. Where if he was still at first base, going to take an extra base hit. Breaking ball, that's fouled off. And the count 1-2. Now the set from Suarez, the 1-2. And that's over the outside corner for strike 3. And that'll do it. So Suarez strikes out this side. He hits a batter in the inning, and that runner is left at second base after an inning and a half. Ralston, Valley 1 and Rancho 1. Alex Jordan gets a fresh count to lead off the bottom of the second inning. And takes ball 1. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. And now journey out to talk to skipper. So it's Jordan, Suarez, and Wigger for the Rams in the bottom of the second inning. Now the line to the 1-1 pitch. And a fly ball to right field. Carroll there. And he's got it for the first out. And one away for Cody Suarez, the Rancho starting pitcher. Daniel Skipper's numbers. And keep in mind that this is Ralston Valley 3-0 on the season coming in, and Skipper has 2 of the wins. As Suarez fouls the first one out of play. 2-0 on the season, a 0 earned run average, 11 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, and no walks. So just 5 base runners as that pitch is over a strike, and it's 0-2. And 18 strikeouts in 11 1/3. Touched up a little bit in the first inning for a run and 3 hits. Although one of them's an infield hit, as that one missed a little bit low, and it's 1-2. Skipper to the line of the 1-2 pitch. And that's popped up on the right side. Schaefer, the second baseman, calls for it. Back in the outfield grass. He makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
Batting for center fielder Richmond Ashworth, number 36, designated hitter Andrew Weeger.
Now Weeger, the designated hitter, as he bats for Richmond Ashworth, the center fielder. And the first pitch fouled out of play on the right side. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the second inning, a 1-1 score. The 0-1. That's at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-2. Into the line of the 0-2 pitch. Oh, must have missed just a little bit away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just about the entire Ralston Valley team took a couple of steps toward the dugout on the last pitch, and this one fouled back and out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes out on Weeger. If he's able to reach, Zach Barnhart will bat for the Rams in the second. If not, he'll lead off the bottom of the third. Skipper to the line of the 1-2. And a swing and a miss. So a strikeout, the first one of the inning, and the second of the ball game for Daniel Skipper. It's a 3-up, 3-down Rancho second inning, and after 2 innings of play, it's still 1-1. And we begin the top of the third inning, and it's Jacob Gallegos at the plate. He takes a breaking ball for ball 1. Gallegos 3 for 8 coming into the tournament with a couple of RBIs. And that pitch a little bit high, 2 balls and no strikes. Now the 2-0. And that's high, 3-0. And time called as Barnhart is out to talk to Suarez. And back to work, the 3-0 pinch over for a strike, and it's 3-1. Gallegos grounded out to start the ball game. And leading off for the second time in 3 innings, the 3-1 pitch. And it's high for ball 4, and the Mustangs have a leadoff base runner, a walk for Gallegos, and he's aboard at first base for Jake Griffith. Griffith batting .250 coming into the tournament, 3 for 12 on the year with an RBI. He walked and scored in the first for the Mustangs. That ball bunted, and that's going to spin and go foul.
Here we go now, let's go.
Gallegos with 3 stolen bases in the first 3 games for Ralston Valley. Griffith asked to bunt on the first one, bunted it foul. We'll see what's the call here on the 1 strike pitch. First, it's a throw to first base. 1-1 the score, top of the third inning. And a ground ball. And that's knocked down but bobbled. And the throw goes to second base, not in time. And that'll be an error on the shortstop, David Modler. Two aboard. And nobody out for the Mustangs in the top of the third inning. The batter, Daniel Journey.
Pitcher, Daniel Journey.
First pitch is high for ball one. Journey reached on an error his first time up. A look back to second base, the 1-0 pitch. And a hard hit ground ball out to second. They get the out at second base and the throw on to first to double play. So Journey bounces into a 4-6-3 double play. Gallegos goes to third base, and the batter is Daniel Skipper.
Pitcher, Daniel Skipper.
And Skipper with a swing and a miss for his strike. He had a sacrifice fly and an RBI his first time up. In the first 3 games, batted 8 for 12, 667 average, 3 doubles and 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. It's a pretty good first 3 games. Pitch bounced in and blocked by Barnhart. That keeps the runner Gallegos at third base.
Get in there, Jacob. Let's go.
1 ball, 1 strike to count on Skipper. And the pitch. And a line drive, and that's past the third baseman Verdugo into left field, and that's a base hit. And Skipper delivers with a 2-run single to score Gallegos, and Ralston Valley back in front. They lead 2-1.
First runner for the pitcher, Skipper. At first base, number 16, Mitch Robinson.
Mitch Robinson, the courtesy runner at first base.
Now batting third base.
And Jacob Knapp will try to keep the inning going for the Mustangs from Ralston Valley. And a breaking ball over for a strike. They've grounded out to end the first inning. Through the first 3 games, hit .500. 6 hits and 12 at-bats. 2 doubles and 3 RBI. One ball, 1 strike they count. And the pitch near the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 1-2. Suarez looking in, Barnhart with the sign, the set of the 1-2. The runner goes, and a ground ball hit out to short, and that's off the wrist of the shortstop. And everybody's safe. Second error of the inning, third of the ball game for the Rams. And the inning is prolonged as the batter will be Josh Peterson. And he's batting 3 for 11 in his first 3 games, 273 average. He was called out on strikes his first time up.
First baseman Josh Peterson.
And the first one to Peterson outside for ball 1. 2-1 Ralston Valley with the lead. The 1-0 pitch. Popped up, and this will get out of play. And the count moves to 1-1. Suarez with the 1-1 pitch. And that's low for a ball, 2-1. Robinson running for Skipper at second base, Nip at first. 2 outs, a run in for the Mustangs in the third inning. They lead 2-1. Now the set and the 2-1 pitch. Change up there. And a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. And the 2-2. And that's inside the bag at first and down into right field foul territory. 1 run will score. And boy, a chance maybe to score a second one there as the throw didn't go plateward. It went toward the middle of the infield, past the pitcher's mound, almost toward second base. But Peterson comes through with an RBI double. Skipper's courtesy runner Robinson scores. And it's 3-1 Mustangs. Nip at third, Peterson at second, and the batter Tommy Carroll, but first a Rancho timeout. We play in the top of the third. It's Ralston Valley 3 and Rancho 1. And the first pitch to Carroll misses low for a ball. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. 2 hits and 7 at-bats in the first 3 games. Both of those hits doubles and 3 RBI. The next one is low, and it's 2-0. And it's a jam shot over to first base. Picked up there, and a tap of the bag will end the inning. But Ralston Valley has a good third inning as they score a couple of times. They do it on 2 base hits. There were 2 Rancho errors and 2 runners left on base. We move to the bottom of the third. It's now Ralston Valley 3 and Rancho 1. 9-1-2 in the order for Rancho as the first pitch to Zach Barnhart is high for ball 1. Barnhart, Harrell, and Allen for the Rams. And the pitch inside, and it's 2-0.
Nice relax.
Skipper to the line in the 2-0. Over for a strike, it's 2-1. There was a defensive change as the next one is high 3-1. Didn't hear it reported, but I believe John DeVore is now in left field for Ralston Valley. And the pitch near the inside corner, a strike, and it's 3-2.
Go get him here. Let's go.
Skipper to the line in the 3-2. And strike 3 called. I don't know if Barnhart was trying to help buy the call there, but he took off at a sprint for first base. But he's rung up. So 1 away in the third inning. Back to the top of the Rancho order for Bryce Harrell. He's hitting .261 on the season, 3 doubles, 2 RBI. He singled and scored his first time up. Taps that one back to Skipper, who fields and tosses underhand to first base. And it's a 1-3 ground out, and there's 2 away.
Left fielder Eric Allen.
Now Eric Allen, who entered the tournament batting .400 with 2 doubles, a triple, and an RBI. A swing and a miss for a strike. He was asked to sacrifice in the first inning. Swung on and fouled back for a strike, and it's 0-2. Skipper into the line and the 2-strike pitch. Went to something off speed there and missed high. And it's 1-2. Well, that might have been the change. It looked like the arm changed a little bit there. Back to the line and the 1-2. And that's fouled off. Ralston Valley with a run in the first. Rancho answered with a run in the bottom of the first inning to tie it at 1. And then Ralston Valley with a couple of runs in the top of the third inning. We play in the bottom of the third. And now we go to the fourth. That's a swing and a miss as Allen strikes out. That's the second strikeout of the inning, the fourth strikeout of the ball game for Skipper. And Rancho does not score in the bottom of the third inning. After 3, they trail Ralston Valley by a score of 3-1. 9-1 in the order for Ralston Valley in the fourth inning as Jacob Rivera takes ball 1. 2 hits and 6 at-bats in the first 3 games for Rivera. He struck out swinging in the second.
Rivera, for the Mustangs, leading off the of the fourth inning.
Pitch high, and it's 2-0. It's maybe belly button high, a little higher for a strike, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that's punched into right field, and a running try out there and caught in right field. What a play out there for Bryce Harrell. So he takes the base hit away from Jacob Rivera. And so 1 away for Kyle Weber. Weber 2 for 4 in the first few games for the Mustangs. He was called out on strikes his first time up. That ended the Mustangs' second inning. And he fouls the first one back and out of play. Now the 0-1. Bounced in there for a ball, and it's 1-1. Suarez back to work, the 1-1. And that's up and in. And off the glove into the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Mustangs lead the Rams 3-1. Final pool game of the tournament as field 2 is empty. Nobody over there. And that's up and in. 3-1. Ball popped up behind the second base bag and caught by the shortstop, Muddler, and there's 2 away. And we go back to the top of the Mustangs order. And sure enough, we did have a new outfielder out there as John DeVore bats in place of Jacob Gallegos. So there was a new left fielder, but they didn't go in for the left fielder, Griffith. That means other guys moved around out there. And DeVore will pinch hit here in the fourth. And the first pitch to DeVore is inside for a ball. John 0 for 3 with an RBI in the early going for the Mustangs. The 1-0. That's over for a strike, and it's 1-1. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the fourth inning. Mustangs leading the Rams 3-1. The winner assures themselves a spot in the championship round, which will begin tomorrow. The next one misses. 2 balls and a strike, and it begins early. The top seeds will all play at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so it'll be a quick turnaround for at least one of these teams. Breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 2-2. DeVore back in there. And the 2-2. And the ground ball, that's foul outside of the bag at third. And another 2-2. It's high for a ball, 3-2. And Barnard out to Titus Suarez again. Now 3-2. Maybe they just want to make sure that they're on the same page as to what the best pitch is to throw here. Three runs on 2 hits and no errors for Ralston Valley as that pitch misses for ball 4. So DeVore gets a walk and moves to first base, and it brings up Jake Griffith. But 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors for Ralston Valley. 1 run, 3 hits, 3 errors for Rancho.
Left fielder Jake Griffith.
Sidearm toss to first, and DeVore back. And the first one from Suarez over the outside corner, a strike. Griffith with a walk and a run in the first, reached on an error in the third. The 1 strike. And that's lifted out to right field. Harold there, and he's got it for the final out in the Mustang 4th inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, and a runner left. And we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's still the Mustangs 3 and the Rams 1. Jose Verdugo leads off for the Rams in the bottom of the 4th inning and takes the first one high for ball 1. He's batting .516, 5 doubles, 3 home runs, and 19 runs knocked in. He had an infield base hit his first time up tonight. The 2-0 pitch. Had a good hack there and fouled it off. It's 2-1. Now the 1 and the 2-1. And it got maybe in on the handle a little bit. The fly ball to right center field. Over to get it to the right fielder for the first out in the 4th. So Carroll with the catch.
First baseman Kiefer McClendon.
Now Kiefer McClendon, the first baseman, who was batting .280 with a triple and 3 knocked in. Coming into the tournament, he had an RBI single his first time up tonight. Rancho batting in the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing Ralston Valley 3-1. And way out in front on a changeup there, I believe, and yanked it foul. The pitch bounced in and it got past the catcher, and I think that got the plate umpire. And a breaking ball, that's hit well out to right center field. That's going to split the outfielders. And the throw comes back in. It's a double for Kiefer McClendon. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout here from the Ralston Valley side. And we do. Playing in the bottom of the 4th inning, it's 3-1. David Moldler going after the first pitch, lifts it into left center field. That's going to get a run in as McClendon comes around to score. Moldler going to try for second base, and he's in. So an RBI double for Moldler, and the Rams score in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's now 3-2. Moldler was hitting .316, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 12 knocked in. That's coming into the tournament through the first 11 games for the Rams. Now Alex Jordan, the second baseman. And that ball hit out to right field and hit pretty well. Carroll over with the catch. And the run will go from second to third, so a productive out at least. As Moldler goes to third base, and now the tying run 90 feet away, but 2 outs in the 4th for the Rams.
Pitcher, Cody Suarez.
Suarez going after the first one, fouls it out of play. And the next one over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. The 0-2. That's fouled off. And now time called. And a line shot, that's into right field. Now it'll get the run home to tie the ball game. Suarez with an RBI single, and it's 3-3. And they're going to get a courtesy runner, I believe, over at first base. We'll see who comes out of the dugout. They get somebody over there. Boy, it's tough to see the numbers, the pinstripe white uniforms with the yellow numbers.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher Suarez at first base number 10, Josh Hill. Now batting designated
Now Andrew Weegar. And he was loaded up there, ready to go on that first one, out in front a little bit, and fouled it back. I believe it's Josh Mill running at first base for the Rams. Tie ball game now in the 4th as the Rancho Rams have scored twice. And there's a line drive. That's down the left field line. And now it's going to be a race. The ball's going to go all the way to the fence. Mill is going to be waved around third base. The relay throw comes plateward late. And the ball trickles away, but staying put at second base is Weegar. He's got an RBI double, and the Rancho Rams lead for the first time tonight as they go up 4-3. Four hits in the inning, 3 of them for extra bases. And Weegar at second for Zach Barnhart.
Pitcher, Zach Barnhart.
Barnhart called out on strikes his first time up. Hit .364 before the start of this tournament. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Skipper bent at the waist. Shaking off his sign and time called. Flyout started the inning. McClendon doubled. Modler doubled him home. Jordan with a fly ball moved Moeller to third. Suarez with an RBI single, and then Uyghur with a double. And a ground ball up the middle. Grabbed there by Schaefer. On to first base to end the inning. But a big one for the Rancho Rams in the bottom of the fourth inning. They score 3 times on 4 base hits. They leave 1, and after 4 innings of play, it's Rancho 4 and Ralston Valley 3. 3, 4, and 5 in the order in the top of the 5th inning. Daniel Journey takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Now the 1-0. And a line drive and caught over there at first base. Gonna tap the bag just in case, but I think Clinton caught it on the line. And he takes extra bases away from Journey to begin the top of the 5th inning. The batter, Daniel Skipper. And Coney Suarez pitching with a lead for the first time. We'll see how he does through the 5th inning. He's facing the meat of the order. And a ground ball out to short. And Modler didn't get it clean. But they got him out at first base anyway. So a 6-3 ground out.
Third baseman Jacob Nip.
So 2 away for Jacob Nip. I think McClendon lost a shoe over there with Skipper running down the line. I don't know if he stepped on his foot going across the bag. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Suarez retired 6 in the last 7 hitters. The only hiccup in there, a walk with 2 outs to DeVore. Breaking ball just misses for a ball, and it's 1-1. The 1-1. And it's a swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's fouled off as it rolls to the backstop. Still 1-2. 2 outs of the bases empty, top of the 5th inning. Ralston Valley trailing Rancho 4-3. Another 1-2. And that's over, strike 3. And that ends the inning. A 3-up, 3-down inning for the first time tonight for the Ralston Valley Mustangs. And we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Ralston Valley trailing Rancho 4-3. Bryce Harrell leads things off in the bottom of the 5th inning, and he takes strike 1. Harrell with a single and a run in the 1st inning and a comebacker in the 3rd. Next one on the inside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And a ground ball. Now to second, and Schaefer with a throw to first base. And the ground out begins the home half of the 5th inning for the Rancho Rams. The batter is Eric Allen.
Eric Allen.
Allen a sacrifice and a strikeout in 2 plate appearances. Takes the first one outside for ball 1. Pitch on the inside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that's grounded foul on the third base side over in front of the Ralston Valley dugout. One and two on Eric Allen, 1 out, base is empty, bottom of the 5th inning. The line from Skipper in the 1-2. Popped up on the right side. Schaefer will get a chance. And he's got it for out number 2. Now 2 outs for Jose Verdugo, who had an infield single in the 1st and a fly ball to right field in the 4th. And he lifts one up into shallow center field. It's playable out there, and that's caught to end the 5th. After Ralston Valley goes up and down in the top of the 5th inning, Rancho returns the favor in the bottom of the 5th. And through 5, the Rams still lead the Mustangs 4-3. Josh Peterson leads off the top of the 6th inning for Ralston Valley. He takes the first one low for ball 1. Peterson, Carroll, and Rivera for the Mustangs in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch. And a check swing and a foul ball on the third base side, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike on Peterson, who was called out on strikes in the 2nd, had an RBI double in the 3rd. The 1-1. And the breaking ball misses well outside, 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. And that's a line drive into right field for a base hit, and it's going to get past the right fielder, Harrell. Just couldn't get it cut off as it got by him. It wasn't an error, it just was hit so hard that it got past him and went to the fence. And it's a leadoff double in the 6th inning for Peterson. And the batter is Tommy Carroll.
Right fielder, Tommy Carroll.
First a timeout from the Rancho dugout as we play in the 6th inning. Ralston Valley trails Rancho 4-3. Now the Rams stay with Suarez. The first one to Carroll is outside for ball 1. I'm sure the timeout was at least 2 parts. One was to assess Cody Suarez. The other one was to talk about a bunt defense, what they want to do with that runner at second base in case there is a bunt. Pitch up and in. 2 balls and no strikes on Carroll. Jacob Rivera next for the Mustangs. Carroll's been hit by a pitch and he's grounded out in 2 trips to the plate. They'll look back to second, the 2-0 pitch. And that floater gets across for a strike, and it's 2-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 on Carroll as Suarez is looking for a strikeout now. They'll look back, and Suarez steps off. And the next one is high, 3-2. Again, that one just floats in there, but doesn't come down enough. 3-2, the count on Carroll. And time again, Barnhart out to tie to his pitcher. And now the 3-2. And a fly ball hit well out to center field. That's going to send Ashworth back. Able to reach up. And boy, the runner didn't tag. A little bit surprised on a deep fly ball like that. I mean, it's different if the outfielder's on the dead run, but deep fly ball like that, I think you got to get that runner to tag and go to third base, but he did not. And now the batter is Jacob Rivera. First pitch high for ball one. The 1-0 pitch. And that's line down into a left field for a base hit. Runner's going to be waved around. Here comes a throw to the plate, and it's overthrown way over the head of the catcher. It was strong enough, but in fact too strong from the left fielder, Eric Allen. And Rivera delivers an RBI single to tie the game at 4. And then as that throw goes to the plate, Rivera goes to second base. So he's at second with 1 out, a run in. In fact, the tying run in to make it 4-4. Kyle Weber will bat, and we get another timeout, and this will be a pitching change. We play in the 6th. It's now Ralston Valley 4 and Rancho 4. Mitch Robinson will bat for Ralston Valley, and a new pitcher out there is Kiefer McClendon, the starting first baseman. He swapped spots with Cody Suarez. First one missed for a ball, the next one over a strike, and it's 1-1. McClendon 1-2 on the season prior to the tournament, an ERA of 6.46. And a pitch fouled out of play on the right side, and it's 1-2. 13 innings pitched for McClendon, 16 hits allowed, 4 walks, 13 strikeouts. Go ahead run at second base for the Mustangs. And a breaking ball chopped over toward third, and a foul ball. Still 1-2 on Robinson. And he fouls another one out of play. Ralston Valley has tied the game in the top of the 6th inning, and they've chased Rancho starter Cody Suarez. Another 1-2. That's outside. It's off the glove of the catcher, Barnhart, and the runner will go to third base. Barnhart had to reach across the body and wasn't able to hang on to it as it goes to the backstop. The infield comes in for Rancho with a runner at third base and 1 out. 2-2 they count on the number 9 hitter, a pinch hitter Robinson, and a breaking ball over for a strike. And that'll retire Robinson. He strikes out for the 2nd out in the inning, and the batter is Jacob Gallego, so he comes back into the ball game and hits here in the 6th.
We go back. Let's go.
And the first one to Gallegos bounced in there, and Barnhart blocks it to save a run. And the next pitch outside, and it's 2-0. And Barnhart out to talk to McClendon. The 2-0 pitch. Bounced in there, and it's 3-0. If Gallegos reaches, Jake Griffith next.
There we go now. Let's go. All right, here we go. In your zone. Split in half. Let's go. Score the run here. Let's go.
McClendon with the 3-0. Over for a strike, and it's 3-1. McClendon kicks in the 3-1. And that's high for ball 4.
Fielder,
So Gallegos and Jake Griffith bats. Go ahead run at third base. And the pitch high for ball 1. Well, McClendon got a strikeout of the first hitter he faced, but a walk to Gallegos, and now ball 1 to Griffith. And there's a hard hit ground ball out to second. They'll flip it to second base. Jordan to Modler, and that will end the inning. But the Ralston Valley Mustangs tie the ball game as they get a run in the top of the 6th inning on 2 base hits. And they leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Ralston Valley 4 and Rancho 4. Here's Kiefer McClendon to start it off at the bottom of the 6th inning. And he takes strike 1 from Daniel Skipper. Skipper had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 5th. And pitch over for a strike, and it's 0-2. The line of the 0-2. And that one hit back up the middle. Knocked down. The throw goes to first base and safe at first. That was a good play by Schaefer as he laid out to get it and then was able to get that throw over. But an infield base hit for McClendon. And he'll come off for a courtesy runner. Josh Bill will run at first base as we play in the 6th inning. It's 4-4. David Modler batting for the Rams in the bottom of the 6th inning. They've got the go-ahead run aboard at first base. Modler had an RBI double his last time up, but we'll see if he's being asked to sacrifice here. He does bunt, and it's a foul ball. The ball right near the line. And so a foul ball on strike 1 on Modler. Ralston Valley hollering, hoping that was a fair ball, but then once you see the result of that throw, it was wide of the bag at second base, so maybe it worked out okay for him. Turner to throw to first. And the bunt on, that's bunted down the third base line. That's a fair ball. And a throw to first base, not able to pick it up over there at first. And I think there was just a bit of a hesitation there for Nip because he thought it might turn foul. And then he realized it was going to stay fair, and he had to get rid of it in a hurry. And a short hop on the throw. It'll be a sacrifice and an E5. And now 2 aboard with nobody out. And if they're bunting the guy from first over to second, you got to figure they're bunting first and second to try to get him to second and third. And we're going to get a pinch hitter, I think, as Rancho wants to get, I'm assuming, somebody out there that will put a bunt down. We'll see. 2 aboard with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. It's a 4-4 ball game. Ralston Santiaguin called on to pinch hit. Turn and a throw back to second base. And the runner back. I don't know if he's so much called on to pinch hit as he is being called on to bunt. And I think everybody in the park expecting a bunt here. And the first one bunted foul. Well, the only thing you wonder about, and you see this so much at this level, and it's not to say anything about the current hitter, it's just kind of a reflection. When you're asked to sacrifice so many times at the high school level and youth levels, kids are so late getting the bat around. And they don't get out in front, get the bat out in front, get the barrel above the handle, and get the bunt down. Turn back, and that gets Santiaguin to show bunt. First and second, nobody out, bottom of the 6th, 4-4 ball game. The winner guarantees a spot in the championship round. As the fastball misses outside, trying to pitch out there in case Rancho decided to send the runners. The 1-1, bunted out and missed, and it's 1-2. You know, if you're Rancho, you probably keep the bunt on here, even with 2 strikes, because you've already got a runner at second base. Might as well roll the dice to try to get him to third. Turn back, and Santiaguin didn't show bunt that time. And again, the percentage play with 2 strikes is that you're not going to continue to bunt. But I don't know that it's a bad play. The fastball is high, not showing it there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cody Suarez next for the Rams. To look back to second base, the 2-2. And that's tapped over to the right side. That's going to move the runners up. It's not a sacrifice, but the result is the same. It's a ground out for Santiaguin, 4-3, as Schaefer throws him out, but the runners move up. McClendon, his courtesy runner Mill, goes to third, and Modler to second. And now the batter, Cody Suarez.
First baseman, Cody Suarez.
And the decision here, Wilson Valley could elect to put Suarez on to load the bases to set up a force. It looks like they're going to pitch to him, perhaps, as the infield comes in for the Mustangs. All 4 infielders on the grass. And the first one to Suarez near the outside corner for a strike. Cody had an RBI single his first time up, or his last time up rather. Popped out his first time, so 1 for 2. Chance to put Rancho back in front. On a swing, the ball gets off the glove though, and this is going to bring the run in. Well, the skipper thought that he blocked the plate there. And so the run comes in to make it 5-4. I called it early because I thought he was going to get in easily. Journey made it a play as he hustled to the backstop, threw it, and Skipper with that 6'10 frame got down to block the plate, or at least try to block it. The plate umpire says that Mill got to the plate and touched it to give Rancho a 5-4 lead. And so Mill scores to make it 5-4. Modler follows and gets to third base. And the infield in to talk about it now for the Mustangs. We play in the bottom of the sixth. It's 5-4 Rancho. No balls, 2 strikes on Suarez. And a pitch over the outside corner, and I think he knew it as Suarez heads to the dugout, and there's 2 away in the inning. Andrew Weger, the DH for the Rams, trying to get that runner in from third base. Skipper into the line in the first one. And that's a swing and a foul ball. Weger with an RBI double his last time up, 1 for 2 on the night. The line of the 0-1. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Been a good ball game here tonight, as you would expect. 2 2-0 teams meeting. The winner advances to the championship round, and the losing team, I think, still would have a chance to get in, depending on what all the requirements are. But there's only 3 pools, and 4 teams will get in. And boy, that one a called third strike, and that ends the inning. But Rancho scores a run in the 6th inning. They do it on 1 base hit. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. After 6 innings of play, it's Rancho 5 and Ralston Valley 4. Heart of the order again for the Mustangs. They lit off the 5th, now leading off the 7th, needing a run to keep it going, and the first one to journey over for a strike. This part of the order went up and down in order when they started the 5th. The 0-1. That's high for a ball. It's 1-1. Ralston Valley started the scoring. They got a run in the top of the 1st inning. Rancho answered with 1 in the bottom of the 1st. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Then Ralston Valley with 2 runs in the top of the 3rd inning to go up 3-1. Rancho scored 3 times in the bottom of the 4th to lead 4-3. The Mustangs scored in the top of the 6th to tie it at 4. Rams answered with 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning to lead 5-4, and that's where we're at in the top of inning number 7. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Journey. Skipper and Nip to follow for the Mustangs. McClendon with the 2-2, and it's popped up. This will be the shortstop. Modler calling for it, and he's got it. The first down in the books here in the 7th.
Pitcher, Daniel Skipper.
There's Daniel Skipper, the pitcher for the Mustangs. And the first pitch over the outside corner for a strike. Skipper 1 for 2 with a couple of RBI. And time called as Barnhart is out to talk to McClendon. It's a quick conversation. Final pool game of the tournament. Again, Field 2, no 8 o'clock game tonight. So this is the last game, and this will set the field for tomorrow as the breaking ball is over for a strike, and it's 0-2. We'll have 1 game tomorrow here on Southwest Sports Network as part of the Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Classic Tournament. So the breaking ball is outside, 1-2. We'll have the Sabino Sabercats game tomorrow, whatever time they play and whoever their opponent is. It's the only team that we did not cover in the first 6 games of pool play as part of our 8-game agreement. And the fastball is high, and it's 2-2. So we'll just have the single game tomorrow covering the Sabino Sabercats, and then our final game for coverage will be the championship game at 3 o'clock on Friday. Back to the line of the 2-2 pitch. And a breaking ball fouled off as that one rattles into the Ralston Valley dugout. For Rancho, the 2-2 pitch. And that's fouled back. One out, base is empty in the top of the 7th. Jacob Knipp next for the Mustangs. He's in the on-deck circle. McClendon has the one he wants, the line in the 2-2. And a slow tapper first base side into foul territory. Seven pitches in the at-bat already. Good battle here between McClendon and Skipper. Another 2-2. And that's bounced in there, and that will run the count full. Mustangs looking for a base runner any way they can get it here. With one out in the inning, they'd sure like it to be a guy standing on second, but they'll take what they can get. As Barnhart's out to talk again to McClendon. Skipper back in there, McClendon ready. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat is a fly ball into center field, but that's playable out there in center, and it's caught by Ashworth 2 away. Skipper just missed that one. And there's 2 away as the Mustangs are down to their final out in the 7th inning. Jacob Knipp, the third baseman, will bat.
Third baseman Jacob Knipp.
Field moves back a couple of steps here. They don't want to give up any extra base hits. And the first one to Knipp is low for a ball. Top of the 7th inning, 5-4 our score. The winner assures themselves a spot in the championship round and a chance to play for the championship. They've got it'd be basically a semifinal game tomorrow as that pitch is over for a strike. The winner from each semifinal game will play for the championship. The loser will play in a third-place game on Friday, also at 3 o'clock. The 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball. It's high, and it's 2-1. McClendon trying to lock it down here in the 7th inning for the Rams. The 2-1 pitch. And a high chopper over to third base, picked up there by the third baseman Verdugo, and the throw on to first base, and that will do it. A 5-3 ground out, and that ends the ball game. It is a 3-up, 3-down 7th inning for the Ralston Valley Mustangs, and they fall to the Rancho Rams by a final score of 5-4. For Ralston Valley, they score 4 runs, and they have just 4 base hits in the ball game. They commit 1 error. And Ralston Valley leaves 7 runners on base. And for the Rancho Rams, 5 runs on 8 base hits. They commit 2 errors. And they leave 3 runners on base. So again, our final score, Rancho 5, Ralston Valley 4. And they just made an announcement that both teams do advance to the championship round, and I thought that might happen. 2 teams coming in 2-0 and low-scoring games. They get into the championship round. One team will play Tucson. The other team will play Sunnyside from Tucson in the championship round tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So that'll do it again. Our final score, it's Rancho 5 and Ralston Valley 4 from Cherry Field in Tucson is the 2013 Chris Moon Memorial Cherry Field Baseball Classic. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and we'll talk to you again soon.